I recorded this video a week ago, so I'm going to preface this with Owonekko goes by they, them pronouns, and this was recorded before the new video that they put up, and I just wanted to clarify. So I just want you to be aware they go by they, them pronouns. So I want to preface this video, and I want to say that if you guys still support Owonekko, I understand that, but the situation is deeper than the AI situation, and I've seen a place where there are some updates. I'm going to kind of read over them. I found a Reddit reply, and I don't want to post the link because I don't want people to go there because it is toxic, and she made a throwaway, and I want to talk about it so you guys can kind of understand kind of where she is, because she's posted on here quite a few times. So we're just gonna go over that. So the thread in question is someone saying that the YouTube artist attacked Owonekko and misconstrued their message, and that's not true. I'm not even going to bother reading all of this because the person is more about the AI conversation than the rest of the conversation. So we're just going to skip that because it's just not important to read all of this. And it's just I don't know what the term is, but it's just really frustrating to read. So we're gonna, right here, she goes, I was sent the link here and I wanted to thank you for seeing this for what it is. I just wanted to clear a few things up. Right after the AI video was posted, I heard some people were talking shit on Twitter, and I already blocked the people who were rude to me. And then I see a few people on there bothering me and I blocked them. And my first tweet, which said, don't dim your light for anyone. And I started getting replies under it on my stances on AI. That these range from harassment to criticism, replying to fans, telling them I love support for AI art, and basically wanting me to change my mind very aggressively, which I understand that, like when your audience is full of artists, a lot of artists don't like AI content. So you're going to get some backlash from that, obviously. But I don't really think that the harassment was necessary. You can't really make somebody change their mind once they decided they're going to use AI, so that's just my opinion on it. So she goes on to say that she should probably get off Twitter because she doesn't use it, and that this is this is the artist ring, but I still don't want to weave whatever negative vibes on my page. So she deletes the post, and she thinks that it just deletes the entire thread like it does on YouTube, but it doesn't. So people started saying that she was using Wojaks against concerned fans or anyone who gave her criticism, and blocked people who disagree with her. And then I got back in Twitter to try to clarify my stance and tell them that I was neutral on the stance and not good. And she goes into detail about how she felt about that. I posted this on my YouTube comment section, and I screenshotted it and posted it on Twitter. But everything got fucked up because because she continued to use she instead of they when referring to the big creator. She didn't know their gender, and she just went based off the profile picture. Pronouns still come up in her life, so she's kind of just saying kind of the original accident. And she says, I tried to explain that to them, but my replies got buried. People were calling me a liar, saying they weren't listening, and literally ridiculous at this point, as now the story was spun. I was really done with Twitter because they didn't want an explanation. They wanted me to screw something up. So I drew the little crappy art that she drew. So she goes on to say that she basically tried to correct her stance and tried to hide the person's identity, but it just kept getting worse because she misgendered June again, even though she tried to mix it with they, them, but it just got lost in the process. And she went live thinking that was going to clarify things, but she went live upset, which we all know that she was upset, and she tried to pretend that she wasn't upset, and she took it down. But I really don't think that she took it down for that reason. I personally think she took it down because of all the things that she said, which has to do with she was angry at the creator, so she felt that she didn't have to apply those gender pronouns that June prefers. So she goes, I still felt like I did not owe them an explanation for my actions. She says that she's just been resting in bed. That was 4 days ago, trying to get my mind off of it. This is after the live, so you guys already know that this is after the live already happened. She says that it felt like this was gaslighting, and she woke up and she goes, no, fuck that. I didn't do anything. I've been trying my best till this point and to make everybody around me happy, and my worst fears came true, that everyone hated me, and there's no talking, no begging them on my stream, no pleading with them in the comments, no amount of explaining I could do could stop it because they won't listen. But I also realized that why do I care about why these people like me? Because they're your audience. That's why. That's why you care if they like you, because they're your audience. So she goes over her feelings about AI when she sees that she doesn't really seem to understand constructive criticism. She thinks that people saying what they say and giving her constructive criticism is not what that was. It was something else, I guess, is what she's saying. I don't want to be surrounded by people who hate my guts. I don't want to be around people who micro-attack me with every action and word I say. I don't want people to try to gas me and manipulate me into a situation, manipulate those around me by attacking other people. I never did that to anyone. I love Ginja Anon because I hate it so much. I don't want artists to build their career off of the blood of another artist, and that's an insult to me, but you literally did that yourself. You literally made a whole video making it about the blood of another artist. I don't think people calling you out is necessarily a bad thing. People are going to call out people once you just like, I'm assuming somebody will have a problem with me someday, and hopefully they'll call me out on it, and I will apologize. I probably won't go live, though, and do all that, and if people choose to forgive me for whatever my transgression is, then that's fine, and if they choose not to forgive me, then that is also fine, because you can't make people forgive you. They have to decide to forgive you on your own. And she's talking about the live where she is called mentally ill, and people were saying KYS, which is true. I did see that because I was there for that. She goes, I refuse to apologize to these people because they want one. I have to stick up for myself in any way that I see fit. And if I just don't know where she thinks that she can't apologize. Like, she's not apologizing to her audience. She's apologizing to the people that she has basically shit on, which is Ginja and Joseph. She has to apologize to them. At least. Yeah, at least. That's at the least that she could do. And she thinks that 20,000 people unsubscribing from her and trying to call her out is just bullying, and she's not going to get hit, and she's going to wait till it blows away. She says, I'm going to be me as much as I can be, and that just sickens them. No, honey, it does not sicken them. It is more about the conversation that you started and how the conversation ended. The conversation started with, I'm going to use AI because I like it, and it's neutral, and if I'm having fun with it, I'm going to be me. That's what you wanted to do. You said you wanted to be neutral. You said you wanted to use it if you wanted to use it. You know, fair enough. But then kind of going around and like having issues with trans people and then turning a video into a racist thing. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I asked quite a bit of Black creators that I know personally how they felt about it. And I'm going to let you hear an excerpt of one of my closest friends. He is a Black creator. He's a musician, and he does some game design, and I value his opinion, and he likes AI. So we're going to have that conversation. I'm going to play it right now for you. All right. Tell me your opinion.
Oh, yeah. So I'll just start from where I was stopping. There are times when, like, for example, with Dustborn, that game had issues, but I feel like with stuff like that, people use that as a way. They use they say like the DEI inclusion corporations and such and such and such, but the way that they respond to it or the way that they comment on it feels hostile. Like, it feels hostile because they're no longer just criticizing the game for, oh, it's got, like, you know, janky combat mechanics, or the graphics look kind of weird, or the voice acting is a little bizarre, or, you know, like stuff in the game. Like, they'll start saying stuff like, why does this topic have to be in games? How come, like, this situation, why would they? And they start saying things that it clearly says, like, you didn't look at the point that the game was trying to make. And it's not just Dustborn. There's a game I was working on that had those, that was talking about, like, some stuff like workplace harassment, and they'll also like, games are supposed to be fun. We can't talk about those things. And it's like, well, wait a second. How come? But then it's really just where people start criticizing, like, the people. They start criticizing the people that play the game. They start criticizing the people. They start criticizing the people in the game. They criticize the characters. They criticize the creators. But they're no longer criticizing, like, the game for its merits. Where with Neko and her situation, the person that she was drawing the caricature of seems like she was criticizing specifically Neko's opinion on AI and how it was used, where if it was an equivalent to Dustborn, she would then go into like criticizing Neko and what type of person she was, and all of her like different beliefs and why all this stuff was happening, where it really just was sticking to the AI. And then Neko's response did not help matters, especially when you like when she pulled like race into it. Neko's response did not help that. And then all throughout her stream, you could see like all the comments she drew was like, she's manic. This is kind of crazy. You're going a little bit off the rails. And then and I don't know, it get kind of tricky because like if it's a person that has all these like who's like a minority, they'll have like built-in traumas of stuff, and it's hard to like pull them apart. But yeah,
I mean, that's true.
Yeah, that seems more like this was specifically about AI and was not about race. And then Neko decided to be like extra petty about it, which didn't help matters, because when you pull race into it, it get real dicey. So that's my thought. And so with your video, you're just like, yeah, I don't think that's I think you're just like stating facts. Like, that wasn't a good idea.
Yeah.
Grow up, don't do that.
So I think that was, a very mature response from my friend, and we're going to go dive back into the things that she's been saying on Reddit still, and she still makes it about race, which I think is really ignorant of her, and it shows that she is not mature enough to handle the conversation in which she is the person at fault. So she goes, I see so many creators get ran off these platforms, so many black creators getting stomped out and overpowered by these people, artists who are scared to stand up because of the sheer numbers. I've got people looking up to me. I can't show them me going down the same path of running and hiding and quitting, because it teaches them to do that if they're ever in that situation like this themselves. I don't want them to abandon themselves, and I'm not going to abandon myself. I need more of you guys in this world, not more of them. I'm just happy to see you all see it too, so stay strong. Okay, no, you created a problem, and you don't want to apologize for the problem that you caused yourself. And people are trying to hold you accountable, and you don't want to be held accountable. There's a reason you lost 20,000 subs, or about that. And it's so little to do with AI. And if you think it's still the AI conversation, girl, you lost the plot. So this was another post here. She goes, oh, one more thing. I'm grown. I got one comment that was actually constructive this whole time. A single comment that was actually something she fucked up. They criticized me over the use of anonymity and told me to use they, them pronouns when I didn't know what the gender of someone is on the internet. I agreed with them, but she's making that like she wasn't even able to do that during the video. So I mean, it's whatever. If that's the only constructive criticism that you could possibly take during this whole thing, girl, no, that is not enough. And she says that she keeps the same energy as other people, but she does not, because that one comment from Ginja did not correlate to a 29-minute yap session, girl. It didn't. They started this whole she can't accept criticism because they were blocked for making the same comments everybody saw on stream. And she says that some people were actually deleting their own comments, and I do believe that. I believe that some people were deleting their comments and saying, hey, she's deleting my comments. Some people are bad faith actors, And she goes, all I'm going to do is just watch. She makes up this thing where from this thread, a lot of things I thought were happening to me are confirmed, but she has people who are AI enthusiasts. And I'm going to tell you now, girl, those people aren't going to watch your content. They're going to subscribe, sure, but they're not going to watch your content because they don't care like that. I'm just going to say it. They would never have subscribed to your content if you weren't posted there. So, just saying. But I knew they watched me because of bits of inspiration that they take from here and here and use for their own content. They switch up their video style when I started. And she says that Joe was waiting for her the whole time to mess up so she could, come after her. She thinks that She says that she saw Joe before and she knew that they were a fan and she was rooting for them, but she didn't know that they were watching her the entire time. But she knew that they were watching her, in quotations, the entire time and waiting for something to happen. And she says, I knew it when I saw their thumbnail. I just didn't have the evidence to prove it in yet. It was envy, and this was intentional. They thought that the only way to get ahead was to take somebody out. And girl, you are out of your mind. You are so out of your mind. People will pretend you're a bad person just so they don't have to feel guilty for how they treat you. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think I've treated you unfairly throughout any of this. You are welcome to come talk to me on your own. You're welcome to add me on Discord. You're welcome to text me. You're welcome to message me. I will talk to you if you want to talk to me, because I don't have any problems with you. I have a problem with your actions. And she says that 7 years ago, people tried to cancel her for copying another creator with animation memes. I really can't find that, but yeah, she's, I believe her. This is the part that I don't agree with. She says here, this was 3 days ago. And she goes, I'm not doing that anymore. I've seen them do this with other Black creators, to YouTube people. They just see it happen sometimes to us. This happens all the time, every single day. From the moment we're born, we're brought up to speak white, to quiet down, to not be us in any kind of situation. We're taught to take disrespect, be quiet, and if we react, we get punished. That's normal everyday life for us. We're expelled from school, we get thrown into jail, we get fired, we get canceled. We have to be the clowns or entertainment, or if we're anything else, people get angry. That's why in stream I was saying, tell that monkey to put his suit back on. It's funny to me because it's very accurate to my life. Girl, it is not about you being a Black creator. I have dealt with a crap ton of racism in my own life, from people just being racist to Latino people, but I do agree with you that there is some of that based on what my friend said earlier in the video. But I don't think that anybody is asking you to act white and to put a suit back on. People are asking you to be authentic, and people are asking you to apologize for your terrible actions. That's pretty much it. And if people don't want to forgive you, that is on them. That is not on you. You've put out a response, and almost all apologies are never going to be enough for some people. Like for me, I think an apology saying, I shouldn't have done this, I acted this way, I'm sorry, and that's pretty much it. I'm going to continue with my content. You're here to support me or not support me, whatever. That's all you can do. I really feel that you should take a look at Ergo Josh's apology video. I think that is a great apology video, especially considering your actions. And for all the other stuff, you just need to learn and grow from that, and learn that maybe if you want to be a creator that makes content on YouTube or in general, that you're going to need to treat this more like a business and less like a soapbox. You made this about race, and race is not the conversation that you want to have. You want to play the victim with your race. And other people, other Black creators have felt the same way. I linked so many of them, and I will link them in the comments, not in the comments, but in the description of this video. They are also people of color, also Black creators, that they have their own opinion on you, and plenty of them don't agree with you. You are a spicy baby. You are a very spicy baby, Owonekko. And there is nothing wrong with that. But there's everything wrong with that attitude of yours, okay? There is everything wrong with applying racism where it doesn't belong, okay? If Joso was actually being racist, then sure, I can understand you doing that. But I think that you just came on your live and you were really upset, and you were trying to pretend not to be upset, and that was the wrong move for you. And I hope that when you come back to this platform that maybe you have a deeper look inside of yourself and see that this was not the way to go. And by talking to people on those subreddits, they're only affirming your belief that you're in the right, even though they are also uninformed. Because you failed to bring up that you really, all the stuff you did in that live you deleted. And I wish that you hadn't deleted that, because that was really your downfall there. I wish I could have watched that myself. So I can only hope that from here on out, she figures it out. I think that maybe an extended break, and then when she returns, an apology would be great. I don't think that if she just returns and uploads a new video, that it's going to be well received because she hasn't spoke about all the things people are concerned about with her content. So I would love to know what you have to say about this. And to be honest, I don't think that she should have posted on Reddit. I'm not going to link anything because I don't want her to be bothered. Because if that is really her, which I believe it is her, you know, she made the decision herself to post that. So I hope you guys, I would suggest that maybe we can attempt to give her a little bit of grace, and maybe when she comes back, she can show a little bit of grace. I don't know if people are still bothering her, but they probably are. And I think that she is still losing subs. Here, let me check. And I was right. As it stands, she is still losing subscribers. As it goes, she's at 300,030,974, and it is going to probably still consider, it's probably still going to go down, but it has slowed dramatically since the heat died down. I would assume that a lot of the drama isn't known in YouTube Shorts, which is where she's gotten a lot of her views from. So I think her losing 20,000 subs is okay, but we'll see if she loses more. We'll see. So this is Nimbus editing after the video. Owonekko came out with a video today doing a trial of their issues, and it was really, really ignorant and really stupid, and a good job for animating it, I guess, because that's the only thing that you managed to do is make an animatic. So good for you, you made something. But it's still tone deaf, and you're still going to lose subscribers, and it's kind of funny because my video talking about your whole situation prior to this kind of just came true. A week later, it came true. I had a feeling that you were going to make another video. You had to, and I knew it was going to be petty because you're a petty person and you don't want to apologize. And this Google Doc, everybody, just so you know, this Google Doc was originally posted on Reddit. So they didn't even bother to take a step in. They just took something from over a week ago that I found on Reddit, and I could find it because I have the screenshots. So it was posted last week, and now they're saying that they just copied and pasted it. My whole video actually goes over that Google Doc, so you don't even have to worry about reading it yourself because it's not original. And they didn't even try to have a deep thought about this situation because they're going to continue to bleed subs based on this new video because it's ignorant. So the last part of their Google Doc says, Ayo, I've been reading the comments here and there, and just to clarify the situation because it's spiraled so bad the entire story has changed at this point. I'm now a fat-phobic 30-year-old AI supporter who steals art and sends thousands to harass small artists. Well, you did make fun of a smaller creator, smaller than you with the big audience. You were the person of privilege, and you spoke down to them, and then you made fun of that person. So you were essentially sending your big audience to that small creator to be made fun of. That was what you're doing. I realize that people don't actually want an answer. If they wanted an answer, they would have watched my original AI video. Unfortunately, your first video is trash. It's trash. I'm sorry. It's trash take. It's bad. It's a terrible video. You know it. I know it. We all know it. I'm glad for you that you like AI. Good for you. I'm glad that you want to use it when you want to use it, and it's neutral, and you want to do whatever you want. That's on you. That is entirely your position. Good for you. But the situation is no longer about the AI. You know this, and I can't believe that you're being so daft as to not even take a breath, read everything, and then come to a better conclusion of who you owe an apology to. You somehow think that we want to be enemies with you. No, nobody actually wants to be enemies with you. We want you just to say, you know what? I messed up. I'm sorry. I did something that was really dumb, and I doubled down on it, and I probably shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. I already said what I said. I think Owonekko has a lot to reflect on. I know that they're not going to reflect on that because of the new video they just posted, and I'm going to have this posted today because, you know what, I'm going to be a little bit petty just like you. They say here that I realize that if you let hate get to you and you abandon and change yourself because of them, they're robbing everyone of who you really are. Dude, please, give it a rest. You are still the same person you were a week ago. You didn't change anything. You don't care about anyone or anything other than yourself, and you've proven how nasty you are as a person. That's all there is to it. You just proven that you're a nasty person who doesn't care about the community that you created, the creators around you, and you want to make it about race and then say it's about AI because you want to try to push that under the rug, and no one's going to let you push that shit under the rug. I'm sorry. And people are criticizing you not for living up to their expectations, but the normal expectations. You don't need to misgender somebody on purpose. And you don't need to make it about race. That was on you. You did that. This is 2024. We don't do those things. Okay? If I misgender somebody, I say I'm sorry. And even now, I am respecting your pronouns. I can do that. And I know my video did not, but I even made a thing earlier in the video so everybody knew what your new pronouns were. And they say that I urge you to live by your own expectations that you make for yourself. It doesn't matter what people think about you. You're the only one with your voice, and use it for yourself. Okay, so I'm using my voice to tell you that if you decide to do something that is hurtful for other people are going to go on you for that. Okay, you've made a terrible choice and you decided to create more of a problem for yourself. So you're going to continue to bleed subs. And if that's what you want, okay. People are literally logging in from like a year ago, or they haven't watched you, and now they're seeing videos about you kind of being a crappy person, and they're just going to unsub just like that. You chose that for yourself. I know that you're making good money on YouTube, and you're ruining it for yourself. Clearly, you don't want the money. You want to be your most authentic self, but your authentic self is being crappy. So if anything, you've lifted the veil that you're actually a crappy person. Has nothing to do with you being black. Has nothing to do with you. I don't even know what the fat phobic stuff is. I don't really care about that. Nobody cares about the AI shit anymore. Everybody cares about how terrible of a person that you are and are proving to be the longer you're making YouTube videos. So expect more problems. You're creating them yourself. I hope this update updates you. Feel free to leave your comments or whatever. I will see you next time, guys. Stay cool.